to try to end gender-based violence. Cases of intimate partner and family violence are higher here than the national average. And while the work is done at a high level, there are things that you can do to help as well. If you're equipped with the right tools. Registered psychologist Lisa Rowbottom is here to help us navigate important but difficult conversations. So, Lisa, let's start with this. If you know someone who is a victim of domestic violence, let's start with what you should not do.
I think the number one thing you should not do is get frustrated and withdraw. People don't realize that there's a lot of psychological mechanisms involved and a lot of manipulation, and it takes a long time sometimes for the person to be able to get out of the relationship. And so oftentimes people get frustrated and, they start giving the person ultimatums, if you don't stop talking to them or you don't get away from them, then I'm never going to talk to you again. And when you do that, you push the person into the arms of their abuser because they no longer have any other options of people they feel might care.
Okay, so it may feel like tough love, perhaps, from a loved one, but that's not going to be the right strategy.
It's not. If you think about how counterintuitive it is to stay in a relationship with someone who is verbally, physically, psychologically abusing you, we think we understand what it's like to be in that situation, but we truly don't.
Sure. So what should we do? What are healthy ways we can help?
I think the first thing to do is to do some research. So read some information, read some accounts of people who were in those relationships so you can help yourself understand what's actually going on. And then spend some time gathering resources, because often the person in the relationship doesn't have the time or is too scared to actually go about getting any sort of resources around getting out. And I think the most important thing is keep in mind the person that you meet when you meet the abusive partner is not necessarily the person that the abused partner encounters at home. And so if the partner comes to you and says, this person is abusing me, sometimes the first instinct is to try and defend the other person because your experience of them is that they're not abusive. And it's most important that when the person comes to you, you believe them, whether that's your experience or not.
Are there any other sort of healthy techniques that people can deploy to try to help someone they know, or maybe someone that's not necessarily a close friend, but you witness something?
So if you witness something, you can, obviously if you're witnessing it happen in the moment, you can and should call emergency services if you're witnessing somebody being hurt. If you are more of a distant relationship with the person, you can provide them with information and resources. So the Government of Canada has a website with a list of a lot of general resources, and then it's broken down by province. And so it's a pretty easy Google search. And, if you just mention, maybe I have a concern, and here's a number that you can call if you want any more information, or, if there's anything else I can help you with. And then step back as much as you can, because it'll be the person's close friends that will have to be the ones to have those hard conversations.
Okay, well, harder conversations made a little bit easier with your help. Lisa, thanks so much for coming in, as always, for your advice. We continue talking about these difficult conversations and how we can navigate them. If you'd like to learn more about Lisa and her work, you can visit sojo.ca.